Good morning. This is late morning here in Southwest Michigan. This is Johnny. Yeah, it is going on 11:18 in the late morning here. It is December the 19th, 2018 here in Southwest Michigan. It's a cold, gray day. At least there's no snow. I noticed looking at my YouTube channel that I haven't made a video in a couple of days. And I just wanted to check in saying, I just don't really have anything to really say. I don't know, I'm kind of spaced. I go through these, I think I've made videos over the last couple of years where I get kind of, not burnt out, but I give my brain a rest. I'm kind of, I'm just kind of out of it. And I do read, and I did get a book in the mail yesterday. This is a novel, and I ordered it. I came across it in a video in YouTube. Some book guy mentioned the video. Mentioned this book, and I bought it used. And then when I was cataloging it in my library thing, it says I have a copy of it already, which I haven't seen in years. It's down there somewhere in all that chaotic mess. But it's called The End of Mr. Y by Scarlet Thomas. It says, when Ariel Mantu uncovers a copy of The End of Mr. Y in a second-hand bookstore, she can't believe her eyes. Copies are exceedingly rare. Everyone who has ever read it, including its author, Victorian scientist Thomas Loomis, has disappeared. Ariel can't resist the promise in the book's history in its pages, and so steps into a thrilling adventure of time, space, love, death, and everything in between. So I got this in the mail, and then I went downstairs in the lower level, and I looked and I looked and I looked, and I couldn't find the other copy. So now I have two copies. The other copy, my old copy, I don't know where it is. But I did read 8 pages of this, but I primarily have been reading in my slump. I don't get a reading slump. I just kind of, I was reading all that Christian mysticism and Christian spirituality, and it kind of like I have to digest it, let it ponder it, and think about it. But I have been reading John chapters 1 through 12 in the Gospel of John, the Reformation commentary in Scripture, and I've been looking at this in the mornings, and in the afternoons, I've been writing, looking at the birds. I'm just kind of like, spaced. I showed you my 2018 diaries. I have been going through them last night and this morning, listing at all the things I read throughout each of the months. I covered January, February, March, April, May, and June. And I thought about, I might, as I was looking at all that I had read in those first 6 months of the year, which books stood out as worthy of mention in my videos, and I might do that when I'm finished looking at the whole year. Tomorrow morning, maybe today, I might type July, August, and September. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of spaced. I don't know what it is. So yeah, I've just been reading on the Gospel of John. It's interesting. I was looking at the month of, I typed out March, April, May. And I was reading these 2 books in those months. I've been reading the Gospel of John, commentaries, literary, New Testament studies for the last, let me see, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Almost a half a year I've been looking at the Gospel of John. You know, I read other books. I mean, I just don't, throughout these 7 months, I've looked at other things in the mornings, but I've had these sitting here for a long time. So that's about it here in my book world. Like I said, I might look at this today, like I looked at yesterday, the end of Mr. Y by Scarlet Thomas. Writing in my diary, like I always do. We're coming to the end of another year, 2018. I'm on page 1080 this morning. I did set a books aside at the Book Nook, the library used bookstore. The lady who tells me how much they cost will probably leave me when I go in there Friday to volunteer. I'll go in the back and it'll be how much these books will cost me. There were biographies. I think I mentioned there was a biography on Thomas Mann, a biography on the abstract painter, New York abstract painter Jackson Pollock. There was the letters of Leonard Woolf. I showed you his autobiography, and there's a little book by Clive Bell, biographical sketches of the Bloomsbury Group. Clive Bell wrote a very famous biography on Virginia Woolf, which was also there at the Book Nook. I have it in paperback, the Clive Bell biography in Virginia Woolf, but there was a hardback, perfect condition, 2-volume edition of that Virginia Woolf biography I might pick up Friday. Depends how much it costs. So that's about it here. Not much. Like I said, today is a Wednesday. I don't really plan to do anything. I mean, this morning I worked on looking through the year of what I read, and I read this morning on the Gospel of John. I'm on chapter 5, 16 through 30. What is that? The Gospel of John. I was reading the Gospel of John, chapter 5, 16 through 30. But I just got this far. It says in the Gospel of John, chapter 5, verse 16. I'll read from 16 to 23. For this reason the Jews persecuted Jesus and sought to kill him, because he had done these things on the Sabbath. But Jesus answered them, My Father has been working until now, and I have been working. Therefore the Jews sought all the more to kill him, because he not only broke the Sabbath, but he said that God was his Father, making himself equal with God. Then Jesus answered and said to them, Most assuredly I say to you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he sees the Father do. And whatever he does, the Son also does in like manner. For the Father loves the Son and shows him all things he himself does. And he will show him greater works than these, that you may marvel. For as the Father raises the dead and gives life to them, even so the Son gives life to whom he will. For the Father judges no one, but has committed all judgment to the Son, that all should honor the Son just as they honor the Father. He who does not honor the Son does not honor the Father who sent him. So you can see, I can read the Gospel of John, I can read those verses and just ponder them for the rest of my life. So that's what I'm kind of doing. Maybe I'm celebrating Christmas. This is the season when we think about the birth of the Messiah. Maybe that's where my mind's at. Also, this is the week that I remember my mother being killed in a car wreck in 1968, December, around this time. And I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of I don't know what it is. I'm just kind of quiet inside. So, drinking my coffee, writing in my diary, writing out what I read throughout the year 2018. And just checking in and hoping you're all doing well. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for the comments. And I hope you're having a good week. And I'll probably make a video Friday showing those books that I will probably buy at the Book Nook Friday when I volunteer there. So I'll just sign off. Until next time, bye.